79. I'm trying to think of what's good with 79. 79 beautiful cars were still coming out. I think
when we got around like the high 60s, every episode number was just weird to me.
Right? Like
67's a weird number. 68's a weird number. Everybody loves 69.
Can't go wrong with
like
that.
76 is weird. 77's okay.
73?
Okay.
Like 74. Ooh, that's a good number.
But like when we get back to the 80s and the 90s, it'll feel a little more respectable in the numbers, you know?
I love it. We got to do like themes.
Like what?
I don't know. If we're in the 80s, we got to do like at least one 80s podcast.
Okay. I don't have anything 80s. I could throw something together to make it look 80s.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't know anything about the 80s because we're not unks, right?
Oh, yeah. No. At
Unlike
that point,
Cowboy Jeff.
Ooh.
Even though Cowboy Jeff's 1990.
Nah, Jeff remembers the 80s loud and clear.
Yeah. Welcome back to episode number 79, everybody. We are going to be starting it off with a P.O. box.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, again, remember, I did not mean to cut you off, but remember the P.O. box is open to send us, along with the softball crew, anything you guys want.
I mean, that's what I was going to say, so
right
it worked out. But yes, you can find it in the description, the P.O. box. It is available for not just me. It's available for Mobo. It's available for anybody in the softball crew if you want to send anything. I think there's a graded card in here.
Oh,
like,
did somebody bless you?
Like, if I had to guess, just feel like.
Oh, it's a little heavy too for a card.
Yeah, and it's not just an envelope. Like they sent it like in a package.
Who was it? Gavin Branham.
From where?
Naperville, Illinois.
Okay.
Shout out to Illinois. We love the state.
That's what it feels like. It's that big. That's about how big it is.
What if it's like a signed card?
It could be a signed card. I mean, that's what it feels like. It feels like an encased card.
Well, open it up. Let's see what he said.
And he put it in these really. Oh my god. He put it in like the really nice like shipping.
Oh, where it's super hard to open.
Yeah, it's all sticky.
Yeah.
There is a letter. Oh, there's a bunch of cards in like card protectors.
Oh, well, let's see. Let's open
so
it up.
let's read his letter first. So let's see. Did he type it out? No, he wrote, "Dear Austin, my name Gavin." Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Oh, Gavin.
Or Orange Ellie. Okay. LOL. I've been watching your videos for 5 years because of your videos. Even though I live in Chicago, I'm an Angels and Seahawks fan. All right, so you just followed in my footsteps.
Right
I love that. My favorite players are Logan O'Hoppe. You and Cap would be best friends for baseball, and Devin Witherspoon for football. Let's go. And again, I love you. Keep doing what you're doing. P.S. You are allowed to show this on the video. From Gavin. It's amazing how many people send stuff because when you send it, I'm just assuming you want it on video. And everyone's like, by the way, you can show it on video. And I'm like,
yeah, that's the point.
I'm like, yeah, duh. And he sent some cards. So let's see. There's about, I don't know, 5.
I'm curious. Have you gotten mail so far for anybody else besides yourself? For softball players?
No. Nobody.
I thought for some reason you got something for Soup one time from a fan.
I don't think so. Nobody's taken that advice. And I got that exactly right. There's 5 cards.
Oh.
So we have 2023 Shohei Ohtani.
Gavin.
I think these are all Angels cards. We have Mike Trout.
Beautiful.
Which update.
Oh, that's a sick card. I actually like that one a lot.
Stars of MLB, that's what it says. Nice. Update on Mike Trout. He made his rehab start. Barely.
We're not going to talk about that. Well, yeah, barely.
He was supposed to play 5. He only played 2. And he's back to being day-to-day. Ronald Acuna Jr.
Love that.
So far, a lot of people that are hurt.
We're not seeing them.
Corey Seager, but it's in a Rangers uniform, so it's fine. And then Ellie De La Cruz.
Love him.
Thank you. Thank you, Gavin. Appreciate that.
Muchos groceries, dude.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
So, like I've always said, it's in the description, the P.O. Box address, whatever you guys want to send. It will be opened up here on the podcast. That's where we do it. I'm going to put that there for right now. Hopefully I don't forget. I probably will forget. But, yeah, do it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Also, Top the Field Podcast. And our episodes are now up earlier, which is already taken in effect. Shortsy actually watches them now.
Wow.
Because we put them up at 7 a.m.
So you just blasted them at work?
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, like now I have something to watch at work. And I'm like, haha. So the method in my mind is paying off.
We're going to get everybody soon.
I got to discuss the future of the podcast coming up for the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
The plans for Cleveland and Tampa, how it affects the podcast. We have this episode you're listening to right now, episode 79. We will have episode 80 next week, but the week of August 11th through 17th, there will be no episode. There will be a break. It is near impossible for the podcast to run that week because I'm going to be gone Monday, Tuesday, come home Wednesday, then gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then come home Sunday. So
he's going to be very, very
I'm
busy.
basically home one day that week. So
good God.
There's not going to be a podcast that week. And then while we were in Cleveland, we will be having a Cleveland softball game. So
Again, that's open to everybody.
Yes.
Don't be shy. Legit. I honestly want to see a wave of people. Is that possible in Ohio? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Can we get that
I know
going?
you guys don't have like a major ocean like bordering your state, your myth of a state.
They got Lake Erie. It's right there.
You do have a lake. If you can make a tsunami of people from that, then please show.
Let's run it, guys. But show up. Come on.
If we learned anything from the one we just did, a lot of people were like, is there an age limit? Is there rules? Can I show up with it? You can show up. There's no age limit.
Mm-hmm.
It's let the kids play. We're all there to have fun. So show up. The address and everything, I'm constantly posting it on my story. So check out for my story. I'll tag everybody else that'll be there, and they'll post it on their stories occasionally. So just keep following the Instagrams, and I'll try to put it on TikTok as well because we had a good amount of people, surprisingly, at the first one we had a week ago or whatever. They were like, oh, I don't do Instagram. And I'm like, really? Like,
what the heck?
I had a kid who was like 7 that said he did Facebook. And I was like,
it reached on Facebook?
No, like they're saying they didn't hear about it because they don't do Instagram.
Oh.
They're like, oh, but I do Facebook and TikTok. And I'm like,
there it is.
I'm like, you're 7 and you do Facebook?
You know what I was doing on Facebook like that young? I was just all day playing Farmville like on the weekends. That was my crack, bro. I used to just play Farmville day in, day out.
I was playing Pet Society. I love that game.
I never got into Pet Society. I tried doing that car one, but it was too complicated. You never progressed.
I don't remember the car one. I remember Farmville. Never played Farmville.
Dude, Farmville was fire. I had 3 different farms, watermelons for days.
I was Pet Society all the time. I still remember my guy. He wore a Yankees jersey. He had like blue whiskers. He had yellow eyes. I wonder what he's doing nowadays. Can you still access those games?
You know what's crazy? I think they like permanently shut it down.
Why?
Not too long ago.
That's dumb.
It was so hot, bro, to like just pop up after school and be like, yo, I'm going to play some video games right now.
That's whack. I mean, dude, I constantly played Pet Society when it was a thing. I think that was the name. I'm almost positive.
Pet Society.
Yeah. But yeah, for the Cleveland softball details, August 10th, 10:30 a.m. And the park, I did not write down, but the park is in the invite, the poster that I keep posting on Instagram.
We're all going to blast it.
All the details are on there. So you got your time, you got your date, you got your address. Just follow along, keep up. But August 10th, keep that day open, keep that morning open, because even we have stuff to do later that day.
Yeah, we're going to be a busy bee.
Yeah, so that morning, keep it open. Come join us. And I want to know, the Olympics just started. Does anybody watch that?
I haven't watched a single event or a single, like,
No.
nothing.
Neither have I.
Nada. Zip.
And any past Olympics, I don't really tune into.
Even the past ones, I think maybe 2012 was when I saw.
I don't know if it's an age thing. I don't know if it's our area thing.
Might be both.
I don't know. I don't know anybody that watches the Olympics. Like, sits down, it's like, let's put down the Olympics.
Well, think about anybody around like our age group right now. They're either working out, in school, working, sleeping, or just having fun out and about.
I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to come here in 2028.
That it is.
So I'll be attending something, hopefully. Hopefully basketball. Like, if there's one thing I'm going to tune into the Olympics for, it's basketball, because I like basketball. But, I mean, all the other stuff, like swimming, I might tune into ping pong.
Ping pong would be sick.
There were some girls on the U.S. team, because all the countries rode on boats together on the river that goes through Paris.
Yeah, I saw the picture of LeBron just holding the flag in the rain.
Yeah.
Bro thought he was Washington.
Well, they named him the flag bearer. Team USA did.
Yeah.
They said, we're going to name you the flag bearer, so he had to bear the flag. But it had every sport on the boat, so not just basketball. So the ping pong team, the women's ping pong, I don't know, table tennis team.
Table tennis.
I believe that's the correct term they use in the Olympics. The women's table tennis team went up to Anthony Edwards and were like, oh, we'll 21 skunk you in table tennis. And he was like, ain't no way. So now I want to see that. I want to see Anthony Edwards take on the women's table tennis team and see what that result would be. Because you have to now. You can't just talk that smack. And
he might get he might get beat horribly.
I mean, this is an Olympic table
That's
tennis
team. They're going hard in the paint no matter what.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't know how highly skilled an Olympic table tennis player is. But I think I can get 1 point based on pure luck. Luck. No skill. Just like something accidentally went my way.
See, I want to say with bowling, I might have a shot. But then I realize everyone's probably going to be bowling at least a 280 or higher.
Is there bowling in the Olympics?
Probably. There's table tennis. There's got to be bowling.
I don't know. I feel like I could get lucky. Just one. Like one stray hit that happened to be an accident. And I would get 1 point and then get beat 21-1.
You know what's sick? I saw in the Olympics. The one thing I will say I saw the women's, I want to say it's the sharpshooting contestants or the Olympians. Basically,
archery?
No, I don't think it was archery.
Oh, are you talking about like the thing where they like...
No. It's legit like a gun. And they're I think it's target practice, but they're wearing this like apparatus on their eye. It's almost like an extension of glasses, and it's to like focus and like completely zoom in on your target. It looks insane.
Yeah, there's some strange sports in the Olympics that I just don't know what they are. Baseball, I think, is supposed to be in the Olympics. The next Olympics. I am not sure, but I remember hearing that rumor. Speaking of baseball, we've had some history this past week. Dylan Cease threw a no-hitter.
Congratulations to him.
Second one in Padres history, and he just got there. It's his first year on the Padres. And great story. Dylan Cease was 2 outs from a no-hitter in like 2022 or something like that.
Yeah.
And Luis Arias broke it up in the ninth with 2 outs. And now throws a no-hitter, and Luis Arias is his teammate. And who handed him the final out? Luis Arias.
Beautiful.
It's crazy how things come together like that. And what's the other history we got on deck?
Xavier Edwards cycle.
Yes, sir. In Milwaukee, he beat out a single to complete the cycle. That's how he did it.
Gotta love it, man. You gotta hustle everything out.
Mm-hmm.
Always,
it worked.
Always.
It put him in the history books because he hustled. And we are also in the midst of trade deadline week. The deadline is tomorrow. Oh. It'll end around 3 p.m. our time. And there's already been a hot stove. It has been heating up today.
A lot of big pieces moved.
Yeah, one of the biggest ones I think that has happened so far, Jazz Chisholm was traded to the Yankees, which I called.
That he did. If you saw his social media all week, he was hyping it up. But, I mean, it's true. You got it on the money.
They were shaking their heads at me.
I didn't shake heads.
No, I'm talking about Eric Kratz and Cameron Maven.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was more of they didn't want to see him as a Yankee, but I still called it. I still did. And I like to see him as a Yankee because he's challenging tradition. Mm-hmm. The Yankees are the most tradition-based team in baseball. You can't have a beard. In fact, the only facial hair you can have is a mustache.
Just a stash.
And you cannot grow your hair past your collar. So they're very strict on these things. They have been throughout the whole history of their franchise. And first day he walks in, he's got the flashiest green belt. And he has a backwards hat, which I'm sure traditionalist Yankee fans are like, oh.
Oh, they're shaking in their boots.
He went 1 for 4. He stole a base. And then today, he went Yabo twice.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
And he used Aaron Judge's bat to do it. At least that's what everybody thinks because he went to the camera and he started holding Judge's bat. So
damn.
It pays off when you got a guy who has 60 homers and he can use his bat. I think a little bit of it might have transferred to Jazz Chisholm.
I can see it.
I hope he succeeds. They're supposed to have him for another 2 years after this also.
Damn, he's going to be there for a minute.
Yeah. So get used to it. You're going to be playing in the Big Apple. And
Yankee
it's going to be big time.
They're getting spoiled.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they have Judge locked down. They're going to have Jazz for another 2 years, and they're hoping they can sign Soto to an extension this offseason. So we'll see how that works out.
I forgot he was walking after this.
Yeah, it's just a trade year for him on the Yankees. So we'll see how that works out. If they can keep him around, that would be insane, but they're definitely doing their best to make that happen because the Jazz trade allows them more money this offseason.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a huge reason on why they wanted that. They get a better player to their team, and they get to save money for Soto and hopefully re-sign him. him and Judge already have been a good pairing this year, and I would just love to see them continue as that. And then probably the next biggest trade was Randy Arozarena.
I would say for sure that's the biggest one. I mean, Seattle, I mean,
he's been down this year.
But I will say this. He is a bat and a big bat that Seattle needs, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because Seattle, as of late, they haven't been performing the best offensively.
Yep.
The past couple games you've seen them, there just hasn't been any runs put up. Exactly.
And then we just got swept by we almost got swept by the A's.
We won one game against the A's.
But we can sweep the Mariners.
But I will say this. I think for the Mariners, it should pan out, and I hope it'll pan out.
Yeah. And then they also traded for Justin Turner this morning.
That was a random one to me. Even Andy came up to me during work and was like, what the what is this, bro? He's like, why? He's old. He's old already.
Just a rental. He won't be staying after this year.
That's my guess, too.
One that hurt a lot was Carlos Estevez to Philly.
Yeah.
That's definitely the person that Tony and I had the greatest relationship on the Angels with.
I love seeing him come out of pitch, bro. It was so electric.
Yeah. And
every time.
Gained all the love of the Dragon Ball Z fans with the Kamehameha.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I hate to see him leave the team, but I love to see him compete and hopefully get a ring. He's in a great spot to do it with Philly. So hopefully he'll go out there and be a dog. I'm rooting for him. But that one hurt.
I hope he'll go far.
Yeah. Isaac Paredes and Christopher Morel were swapped for each other. And I'm thinking about all these on how they affect my trips.
Yeah.
So who's going to be playing for Cleveland when we get to Cleveland? Who's going to be playing for Tampa when I go to Tampa? So that one was a bit of a lifesaver because the Cubs are playing the Guardians when we go to Cleveland. So Christopher Morel won't be a Cub, but Isaac Paredes will. So he'll be there when we get there. And now when I go to Tampa, Christopher Morel will be a Ray.
Works out.
So I like that. I think Christopher Morel, by the way, and Jose Siri are an underrated duo. I think they could actually do something really good out there, and they don't get talked about a lot, but I know they're good. They're solid ball players. So I think having them two together is going to be sneaky. I think it might actually work out. And then we have the Rays basically just handing Ahmed Rosario to the Dodgers, which is funny because they traded for him last year.
Yeah.
Then he left, and now they're trading for him again.
And he's back.
So they're just giving up people to get Ahmed Rosario when they already had him. I love it. More Dodger trades. Tommy Edman and Michael Kopech are both Dodgers.
I actually didn't hear about this one.
Really?
Really?
This was the one our chat was talking about the most today because, they're Dodger fans.
Oh, dude, I've been not on my phone.
Tommy Edman hasn't played this year, but a thing the Dodgers love is utility players, and Tommy Edman can play pretty much everywhere.
Do you know what he was out on?
No, I just know he hasn't played this season.
Okay.
I believe. When I looked it up, it said no 2024 stats. So don't think he's played this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming with this trade, that means he's coming back soon. And then Michael Kopech, he's been one of those guys. It's been a shiny little star out there in a dark, dark galaxy known as the Chicago White Sox. So he'll go to the Dodgers, and I'm sure they're going to fix him because they fix every freaking pitcher that ends up on that team.
He's going to be absolutely stellar.
Yeah, and Art believes, at least from what I was reading in our chat, that this means they're out on Crochet, which is
yes. I think we can do something.
I definitely don't want the Dodgers to ever get stronger. So the fact that Art thinks they're out on Crochet, to me, means they're out on Crochet.
I mean, but knowing them, they can throw money at anybody they want.
Well, it was also that fact, that Crochet wanted an extension for whoever traded for him. He's literally told teams, I will not pitch for you in the postseason if you don't extend me, which is wild.
Damn.
So you'd rather, if nobody trades for you, you'd rather play for the White Sox, which in 2024 is abysmal, than get traded and compete unless you're extended. It's pretty crazy. I don't know.
I mean, at that point, I could see a team signing him, but only for maybe like a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Nothing really too insane.
I mean, that's what the Dodgers are perfect for. The Dodgers love their 3-year, 5-year extensions. Except when it came to Mookie and Shohei. I don't remember what Freddie's was. I think it was 8 years or something.
Freddie's was fat, though.
Yeah, I mean, all three of them got fat ones. Another guy that affects our trips coming up, fat contracts. Not
Lane to Cleveland.
Fat contracts, not fat players. Lane Thomas to Cleveland. We'll be seeing him now when we go there. Always been a pretty solid bat for the Nationals. Now he gets traded to Cleveland. Yusei Kikuchi was somehow turning around his time in Toronto and actually had a pretty good season going. Now he's in Houston, so yay.
Another one to be wary about.
Yeah, to add to our division. And we have not really sold as much as I thought we would yet. We still do have tonight and tomorrow. But I believe Taylor Ward and Luis Rengifo will be moved by tomorrow.
Where do you see them going?
I said Rengifo Atlanta because Ozzy Albies went down. And I just think they wouldn't mind having him as a replacement. Plus, Rengifo plays like second, short, third. He can play the outfield if you need him to. And so you're really trading for a guy that can play anywhere. He's not locked to a position. And then Ward.
Honestly, for Ward, I'm going to throw this wild one out there. I see him going to the Mariners.
I mean,
they need a bat, and he's at least picking it up as of now.
I would have said Mariners if they hadn't already traded for Arozarena.
Maybe, I could see them wanting to just bolster it down with one extra person. Wouldn't be a bad choice.
Just because it's the only report I've heard, I'm going to say Pittsburgh. I've heard the Pirates were interested in Taylor Ward.
Okay.
That's all I've really heard.
Who do we get, though?
I don't. Hopefully prospects.
All pitching, no matter what.
I heard the haul we got back for Estevez was pretty nice.
Really?
Art told me we got their number 7 and their number 12 in their farm system.
Oh, nice.
So I like that. And Art was like, anytime you can get a top 10, you won. And I was like, okay, all right, sweet.
We got around there.
So we have good trade history with the Phillies. We got Logan O'Hoppe from the Phillies. That has been tremendous. We love Logan O'Hoppe.
Love him to death.
I hate that we gave them Brandon Marsh, but for the sacrifice of our future, I guess.
It's panning so far. Well, not so far, but something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Something is better than nothing.
But, yeah, we have a pretty solid trade history with the Phillies. We tend to call each other's lines quite a bit. And who knows? I definitely don't think we're done. I think we should be sell, like everybody, fire sale.
At this point, I'm with it. Why not?
Yeah, like you had your years of hope with Trout. You had your years of hope with Trout and Ohtani. The years of hope are done. Okay, Trout's hurt. Shohei's gone. We're not making the playoffs. Just sell. Rebuild the team.
Just complete blank canvas.
I'm talking to you, Artie.
Yep.
Okay? It's time. It's also time for you to sell the damn team. Had enough.
If you're not going to treat it right.
We're not going to the playoffs this year, Artie. Accept that. Tell Perry that he can trade and get new guys in and build the future of this damn team. You selfish owner.
I don't want to see us become the A's. Please, for the love of God, I don't want to see us become the A's.
That's been my saving grace for the past 5 years. We're bad, but every time I'm like, we're not the A's and we're not the White Sox. We're at least a little bit better. But, dude, just do it.
I feel like we're a bougie White Sox.
Like, if we're going to sell, if we are going to sell, then tomorrow morning is going to be very interesting because the guys that I thought would be gone is Ward, Rengifo, and TA, and they are all still there. So tomorrow morning could be, all right, come into my office. All right, bye. Go get Wardy. All right, bye. Go get Rengifo. Okay, bye.
Just axe.
Like, and those are just like the 3 strong candidates that I think are most likely getting traded. Hate to say it, I built a great relationship with Rengifo this year, so that would suck. Ward has been one of the nicest guys I've met. And I haven't really talked to Tyler Anderson ever, so that one wouldn't sting. But he's been great for us this year, so that alone would make it sting. But you can't have feelings in baseball, especially in the front office.
It's all business.
Yeah, it's a business at the end of the day, and you got to keep the team afloat. So, Artie, plug the holes in the ship and keep us floating, okay? And that is pretty much everything I have for the trade deadline. Definitely got hot today, and I'm sure, like I said, it'll probably be scorching tomorrow morning. And other scorching news, Deadpool and Wolverine came out this week.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to see it with us.
Supposed to.
And before I go any further, have you seen it?
No.
Okay. I really wanted to get into spoilers.
Go ahead. I don't care. I'm going to see it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't care.
Triple sure.
I don't care.
100%.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give you time to think about it because I'm going to talk about the non-spoilers that I've written first, and then I'm going to ask you again, and if you still say yes, we will talk about spoilers.
All right, so I'm just going to read off the soundtrack. I want to read the songs, and I want to just get your opinion. So
soundtrack's goated.
Immediate.
And this isn't all of them. This is just the ones that I'm like, these are bangers.
Off the top of your head.
I looked at the soundtrack, but these are the ones that I'm like.
Bye 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 already is fire.
Goated.
Absolutely
First
fire.
CD that I remember having was NSYNC, and I would play Bye 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 like crazy.
I think my first CD I remember like physically holding was Panic at the Disco's first album.
Okay.
That was fire. Greatest Show. I know you love that.
Great movie.
Oh, yeah.
Great soundtrack.
Good Riddance. Oh, dude, I always tried learning the song on the guitar, but I could never.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
And I'll give like 6-second amateur renditions of all these so you guys kind of know what songs we're talking about.
All right. Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls.
Why don't I remember the chorus? How does it go again?
I do not know.
I'm literally blanking.
I'm blanking.
Anyway, Bye Bye Bye. I'm sure everybody knows that one. Baby, bye bye bye. Be a fool, freak you. Greatest Show. Good Riddance. Something unpredictable. But in the end, it's right. Dude, why I know the song Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. No, I love that song. But
I don't know this song, but I'm just going to read it. Yeah. I'm With You, Avril Lavigne.
I'm with you.
You're the one that I want. Grease.
You're the one that I want.
Dude, Like a Prayer, Madonna.
Oh my God. I did not know this song before the movie. Mm-hmm. I love this song now.
You never heard it growing up?
No. It is, dude, I want the scene where this is used injected into my veins.
Oh, now I'm excited.
Yeah. It's that freaking epic when they use it. And Iris by Goo Goo Dolls is pissing me off, dude. Give me like 6 seconds. I just need the chorus. Oh, yeah. And I give up forever to touch you. That, you know what I'm talking about now? I want you to understand who I am.
So, okay, it's one of those 2000 songs or 90 songs that I don't like.
I love how
this song's
No.
No, bro.
Anyways, that's not the full soundtrack, but that's all the songs I wrote down.
Okay.
And I just got to say with this movie, the MCU is so freaking back.
So back. Even though it's been back and then it's trash. And then it's been back and then it's trash.
The MCU,
it was just trash. And now it's back?
The MCU post-Endgame.
It's been hit or miss.
Pretty much garbage except for like 3 bangers. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
That's why it's back to back.
No.
It's good, bad, good, bad.
We're back now.
Okay, now we're on the good section.
Oh, no, we're back.
Oh, we're back?
It's bangers.
Okay.
Only. None of this mid. None of the Marvels. God.
Bro, dude, my boy wants his money back from AMC.
Dude, I saw that in Times Square.
Oh, you. Dude,
I was there when it came out. I had nothing to do, and I was like, you know what? It's opening week. It's opening day of the movie.
Oh, Austin.
And I was like, why not? I can say I saw a movie in Times Square.
Dude, I would have gone to the Empire State Building again.
Huh. I wonder where you're going with that. But yeah, this movie is the funniest movie in the MCU. Nothing passes it, in my opinion. You definitely have funny movies in the MCU like Guardians of the Galaxy and that franchise. Some of the Spider-Man movies have like your ha-has. This movie has me laughing like through my gut. Like I am just uncontrollably laughing. Pretty much start to end. And Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, their chemistry is next level. So good. Seeing these two characters on screen together, so good. Especially as a whole movie. It's like their entire thing just finally has come true. And it's amazing. It's beautiful. And it makes me want to ask a question before we get to spoilers. And this is for the audience too. Where do you sit when you go to a movie? What's the right spot in your mind?
Ooh, like middle up.
Middle up? Okay.
Middle up, I'll be okay with like middle down, but I won't like sit in the front.
I always try to get last row if I can. Mainly because it's the best view because you're the farthest back so you can see the whole screen. You're not breaking your neck or anything. And I get paranoid So if something bad were to happen,
bro wants his back to the wall.
then I have. Well, yeah, exactly. I don't want anybody behind me.
Yeah.
And so if you're up there, you get the most time to think. And if I don't think of a good plan, oh well. At least I had time to think.
Bro's just making the escape route.
Yeah, pretty much.
So tell us, how are the spoilers for this movie, my brother?
We are about to get into spoilers. If you don't want to hear spoilers,
3, 2,
then
1.
Just keep tapping till you don't hear spoilers. Keep double tapping. But yes, here we go. Spoilers in the movie. Greatest intro I've ever seen, I'd say, for a Marvel movie.
Ever in Marvel?
So you've seen Logan, right?
Yes.
You know how they bury Hugh Jackman at the end of Logan. Spoilers for a movie that's like 6 years old. You know how they bury him, right?
Yeah.
So the whole premise of this movie, the TVA, the timekeepers, pull Loki from his reality, or Deadpool from his reality. And they basically say, hey, your world is going to fade and disappear and cease to exist. But the people upstairs deem you special. So they're giving you an invite to the sacred timeline, a.k.a. where the Avengers exist. And he's like, oh, hell yeah, I've been waiting for this moment. And then he gets a brand new suit, and he's like, all right, I'm more of like a week on, week off kind of guy, like for universes.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no, it doesn't work like that. Like your universe going bye-bye. Like we're clipping that. Like it's gone.
Okay.
And he's like, what the fuck? Like all the people I love. And then he's like, nah, you lost your anchor being. And apparently an anchor being is somebody of such vital importance to a universe that if they die, the universe dies. And it normally takes a couple thousand years according to the TVA. But he's like, I like to just, clean, quick, get rid of it. And Deadpool's universe's anchor being was Wolverine. So when he died in Logan, the universe started to die.
Holy shit, that's cool.
And so Deadpool's like, all right, fine, I'll just go get another Wolverine. So they're like, no, you can't just replace an anchor being. And then he says, nope, I'm going to do it anyway. So he headbutts the dude, he takes his little time thing, and he disappears to try and recruit a Wolverine. He goes to like 7 or 8 different realities of Wolverines. So like he sees brown and yellow suit Wolverine, and he's like, isn't this the suit you fought Hulk in? And then as soon as he says that, you hear the Hulk roar, and then his claws come out, and you see Hulk in the reflection of the claws. And then he turns around, and he's like, I am Marvel Jesus, you dull creature. And Hulk just slaps him. He sees all these different he sees comic accurate Wolverine, which comic accurate Wolverine is known to be very short. So
yeah, he's like 5'2", right?
Yeah.
He's originally like a super, he's not even like super buff. He's just scrappy like guy.
He's just a small, no, he's like sort of buff, but like he's just tiny.
Yeah.
So he gets in the universe and he's like, Logan. He's like, who's asking, bub? And he hops off his bar stool and he's like 5'3". And then he's like, oh, look at you, little comic accurate Wolverine.
Oh, I know for a fact Ryan Reynolds is probably a giant.
Oh yeah, compared to him. And then he goes through all these other ones, a bunch of other Wolverines, and another one. It was like the first big cameo of the movie. Henry Cavill as a Wolverine variant.
Yo, what?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And he did his little move from Mission. You know the move from Mission Impossible where he goes like when he gets ready for the fight?
I believe so.
Yeah, it was like something like, apparently he said it took them like 200 takes to do this fight scene in Mission Impossible, and his arms were just tired, so he went like that, and then it became like one of the hardest looking fight scenes ever. So when he unleashes his claws, he goes poof, poof, and the claws come out, he punches them back to his reality. Oh, shit. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's all those Wolverine cameos. I totally set up the best intro and didn't tell you what it was. So yeah, he visits the gravesite of the Logan that died. And he's like, he didn't die. Like, Wolverines regenerate.
Again, out in the woods, right?
Yeah. And he's like, Wolverines don't die. They regenerate. And he digs them up, and he's like, what the hell? And then he's like, well, I'm no scientist, but I think it's safe to say you're dead. And then it cuts to a full shot, and you see his adamantium skeleton just sitting next to him. And then the TVA is trying to catch him because he escaped. Yeah. And then they do a whole fight scene in the beginning of the movie to Bye, Bye, Bye. And it's the funniest thing ever. Oh. He's literally hitting moves from the music video, like like doing the whole thing. He's using Logan's skeleton as a weapon. So he's taking bone by bone and like killing people with the skeleton.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then he gets put into the void. Which, have you seen Loki?
Yes, I've seen a couple episodes.
So you know when they like stab people and they disintegrate,
yeah,
and they get sent to that like trash heap. So that's where Logan and he eventually finds a Logan, but he's like drunk off his ass. He's like an alcoholic because in his world, he was at a bar drunk all night, and when he was at that bar, the humans came and wiped out all the X-Men at the X-Mansion, and when he returned, they were all dead. So he feels extreme guilt, and he wears the yellow suit finally, which is the funniest thing because he passes out from being drunk, and he's like, all right, I guess you'll do. And he like peels back his shirt a little bit, and he's like, what do we have here? And then he turns towards the camera, and he's like, that only took 20 years.
Hell yeah.
And he says he wears it because they always wanted him to wear it, but he would never wear it, so now he wears it as a badge of honor. And then they get sent to the void, and we get another big cameo. And they have a whole fight scene between them because they just, don't like each other at the beginning. And then somebody's like, they're coming. And they look up, and it's a guy with the hood up. And you're like, oh, who's this? And then he jumps down, and you still don't know who it is. You still can't see it.
Okay.
And then he takes it off, and it's Chris Evans. And you're like, oh, shit, Cap is back? No. So then he's like, all right, I'm going to say the words. And then Deadpool's like, oh, my God. He's going to say it. And then he's like, Deadpool goes, Avengers, because he thinks he's going to say Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
And then he goes, Flame on. And I'm like, oh, it's Human Torch.
Oh, shit.
So they went back to 2005 and got Chris Evans to play Johnny Storm, Human Torch.
Oh, my God, brother. That's so
And you
sick.
can tell he was loving it because he had to be all goody two-shoes, straight edge, yes, sir, Captain America all this time. And he's dropping like fuck and bitch and shit like that. And it's so fucking good. And then they pull up to the villain's lair because they get captured. Johnny Storm, Deadpool, and Wolverine. And it's Cassandra Nova, the evil twin of Professor X. And she loves the Void because she can rule there without any law. Okay. Like everything's her control. Same powers as Professor X, basically. And then they barely escape. And they run into Dogpool. It's the ugliest dog in Britain, and I'm not just saying that as an opinion. I'm saying that as a fact. It actually won a contest for the ugliest dog in Britain. And he's like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And then the owner comes, and it's Ryan Reynolds, like Ryan Reynolds. It's not like ugly bumps Deadpool. And he has like long hair, and he's like, oh, I'm Nice Pool.
What?
And he's like, my sweet doggy looks like she got away from me and found a new papa.
He has a lisp too?
He talks Canadian. He's like, sorry about that. So he's like, yeah, Deadpools are a dime a dozen down here. Like there's a whole, you see later in the movie, he fights a bunch of Deadpools, like an army of Deadpools.
Oh, dude, I love it.
And then he's like, oh, we need to find this survival group out here. Can you help us? And he gives them a car. And then the whole reason Wolverine's been deciding to cooperate this whole time is because Deadpool told him the timekeepers can fix his universe. And then he's like, so what's the first thing you're going to do if they fix your universe? And he slams the brakes. He's like, what'd you just say? He's like, what's the first thing you're going to do? He's like, no, before that. He's like, if they can fix their universe? And he's like, what do you mean if? And then he's like, it was an educated wish. And they go at it again. They have like a whole brawl in the minivan. They fight for so long they just pass out. So then somebody hops in the driver's seat, takes them while they're passed out. And then you find out it is the surviving group that they were trying to find, which is filled with cameos. So the first one you see, because they wake up, they're like, where are we?
Okay.
And then Deadpool hears somebody coming and goes stab him. And it's Elektra from Daredevil, freaking Ben Affleck Daredevil. So it's Jennifer Gardner.
God.
And she's just like,
Dog.
all right. So she realizes, okay, like we're friends, and walks off.
Yeah.
And then this one, I heard no rumors. I heard no news outlets. This one caught me so off guard. I was like, no way they brought him back.
Oh, fuck.
They brought back Wesley Snipes' Blade. And yeah.
I forgot he was even in the universe, bro. Yeah. What the fuck?
Dude, one of the funniest lines in the movie, because it was known a couple of years ago that Wesley Snipes and Ryan Reynolds don't like each other. And Deadpool's like dropping some one-liners, and Blade just goes, I don't like you. And then he goes, you never did. And then the final one, and this one was beautiful to see because he wanted so long for this movie to happen, and it just never got off the ground. And he tried and tried for like 15 years to make this happen, and now he finally got to do it. Channing Tatum as Gambit walks in, and dude, if you don't know the powers of Gambit, he uses cards as like weapons.
Yeah.
And dude, they made it like, now I want a full movie. They made cards like a badass power in this movie.
Oh, dude, that's so tough.
And
so tough.
I think Gambit's Romanian, so his accent, and they did it on purpose, is all over the place. Like sometimes he sounds like normal, how we're talking. Sometimes he sounds like Western. Sometimes he sounds like just foreign, like European, that you can't even understand him. And they make fun of it. They're like, he'll say something, and then one part Deadpool's like, all right, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. Who is your dialect coach? And then there's another part where he's like, what Gambit is trying to say. And yeah, they made him look badass in this movie.
Dude.
And then the last one is X-23, the female Wolverine.
From Logan.
Yeah, all grown up.
Wow.
And she was the one that got in the minivan and drove them there when they were passed out. And they talk about other people who had been in the void but died, so we don't see them. But according to the survival group, they were there. They just died in action. So Daredevil was there, Ben Affleck. Who else did they say? Reed Richards was there. The one with Johnny Storm, that Reed Richards. And like a few others. So
do they show the pictures of them as like they're explaining, or they're just saying?
No, they're just saying. And then so they go back to Cassandra Nova's lair because they're like, okay, the only way we can beat her. He's like, they're all in there, and before X-23 walks in, she's like, oh, there's Jennifer Gardner says, oh, there's actually 4 of us. And he's like, who's the 4th one? Is it Magneto? Please say it's Magneto. And then Blade goes, he's dead. And then Deadpool just goes, fuck! And then they're like, okay, how do we stop Cassandra? And he's like, what about Magneto's helmet? Magneto's helmet, it's used for blocking psychic powers. And then Blade again goes, she melted it. And he's like, damn it! And then they're like, the only way we can stop her is if we use Juggernaut's helmet. The one from like X-Men 2000, whatever, the one with the stone helmet. And
yeah, I think, yeah.
And so they're like, we have to get that off him and put it on her. And she won't be able to use her psychic powers. So they go back with this new team, make everyone look badass, especially Channing Tatum. Dude, they just made cards look so sick as a power. Like, I need a whole movie now. And they get in there, and Deadpool's whole thing is just, this whole movie has been like, I just want to get back to my world. I have my Wolverine to replace the other Wolverine, so we have an anchor being again. And so she's like, all right, if you take the helmet, because she was going to die. They put the helmet on her, and one of her former guys that were working for her turned on her and shot her like 3 times.
Oh, shit.
So since she has the helmet on, she's not healing. So they're like, all right, we'll take the helmet off if you send me home. And she's like, all right, fine. So they take it off. She lives up to her word. She takes out, she's like, oh, an amateur magician rolled around here not too long ago. I killed him, wore his skin around for a couple weeks. And then she's like, but I found this, and it's a sling ring, the like little. So she's like, all right, there you go. So she lets him go home, but she also found out that the TVA was trying to like intrude in the void. And she was like, you know, we were cool. You did your thing up there. I did my thing down here, ruled my little world. But then you broke down the fence. So now I'm going to eliminate all worlds except the void. So the only thing left is the void. And so she goes to the overworld. And the way they were going to get rid of Deadpool's world so fast, instead of letting it fade out, was this machine, which just eliminates a world like that.
Oh, shit.
And so she goes there, and she's trying to use it. And then they talk about like how if you take the antimatter and the matter and you touch them, the machine will explode and reverse kill her. And so they do it. And that's where the most epic, like, that's where they play Like a Prayer by Madonna. And oh my God, I want that scene on repeat for as many times as possible. So good. But originally, Wolverine was going to sacrifice himself because he's like, in my world, nobody likes me. I failed. Let me do it. So he's about to go in. Deadpool hits him with the freaking fire extinguisher, throws him back out, closes the door, locks it. And then he's trying to do it himself. Wolverine breaks down the door, grabs his hand, can't reach the matter or whatever.
Yeah.
And he takes his claws, he just goes, and then now they save the day, basically. Beautiful. And beautiful movie from start to finish. Best joke in the movie, I would say, is the news that he gets to be a part of the cinematic universe at the beginning. And he's like, let's go. And if I'm him, the camera's my door.
Yeah.
And that's the shot. And he turns around, he starts walking towards the camera. And you're like, oh, he's walking right at the camera. And he grabs it and he goes, suck it, Fox. And he grabs the mic and he goes, I'm going to fucking Disneyland. And he headbutts the camera. And yeah, hilarious movie throughout the whole thing.
I was about to say, that was one of the questions that I wanted to ask was how meta. I knew it gets super meta, but
go so
this was
meta
the most meta you would say they've done?
Dude, they go so meta in this one. They talk about at the beginning before he starts fighting the bye. He's like, there's 206 bones in the human body. 207 when I'm watching Gossip Girl because his wife, Blake Lively, is the star of Gossip Girl. What else? Blake Lively's in the movie. You don't see her face, but she plays Lady Deadpool in the movie. And they have her in the credits, Blake Lively. There's a cowboy Deadpool, voiced, not acted by, but voiced by Matthew McConaughey.
Dope.
Kidpool is Ryan Reynolds' daughter. And there's like a million other Deadpools that they have to fight and kill.
I thought when you said Kidpool, my mind automatically went to Kid Rock.
No.
I was like, oh, Kid Rock. Why would he be Deadpool?
No, but yeah, it was such a good movie. And I think I'm done spoiling things. So if you're listening and you did enough taps, you're good now. You're good.
Dude, I got to go watch it. That is for sure. I'm tempted to even go after this podcast.
I'd go with you. I would. I'm not even kidding.
Just maybe.
And yeah, so they do all that. And you think, because like you mentioned, we've had that hope in this phase that they're back because of Guardians 3 and now this movie.
Yeah.
But then after this movie, like a day after it came out, Comic-Con is also going on right now.
That's right.
And Marvel always brings the big news to Comic-Con. They save it for Comic-Con. They announced that they are ditching Kang completely because, the actor screwed up.
Of course.
Yep. Sorry, buddy. You had the chance of a lifetime. And
yikes. Big yikes.
Yeah. You swung and missed on that one, didn't you? And so he will no longer be the next big bad. He was all set up to be the big bad, and he screwed that opportunity. And so now they are moving with Doctor Doom. So the next Avengers will be Avengers Doomsday, and then it'll be Avengers Secret Wars. Along with other movies coming will be Blade, Fantastic Four. I think, one more spoiler, sorry. They're driving the minivan into the territory.
Okay.
Blade goes through the roof with like a rocket launcher. Deadpool's like, where'd you get that? And he's like, Jennifer Gardner goes, oh, it's Punishers. And he's like, which one? There's like 5 of them. And as Blade's shooting it, he goes, that's why there's only one motherfucking Blade. And obviously they've recasted Blade, and there's going to be a new Blade movie like next year.
Yeah.
And right after he says that, Deadpool looks straight into the camera. He goes, and I'm like, because there's going to be a new one like in a year. And anyways, yeah, brought the big news to Comic-Con. And Robert Downey Jr. is back. I know you knew this already because we were talking about it at softball.
Yeah.
And wow, I could not believe they did that.
Jaw absolutely dropped. Now, the biggest thing they got to do now is just play MF Doom music. They got to get at least one song. All caps, if anything.
So insane. He is back not to be the hero, to be the big bad. Not just a villain for a movie, the big bad Avengers level threat. That's insane.
God, so beautiful to see him picturing it.
The moment that everybody is waiting for, I've already seen TikToks of it, is like this scene, when it happens, is going to be like the most devastating scene. When Spider-Man, Peter Parker, has to go up against him, and he takes off his mask, and he's like, what, Tony? He's just going to be like, who are you? And then like kills him or beats his ass or something. Yeah. And because he's not going to have any idea who he is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When he comes in, he's going to be like, whoa, where are you from?
Yeah. And so, like, I don't know, because it's like, I wanted to see a different actor. It's cool to have Robert Downey Jr.
I don't mind it at all.
I don't mind it, but like, I don't know. We'll see.
Do you feel like it was like the lowest of keys? Do you think it was a little cop out?
A little bit. I definitely think they knew
I don't blame you at all.
I definitely think they knew they were hitting and missing a lot, and they were getting kind of desperate. Not only did they bring him back, they brought back the directors for Infinity War, Endgame, Winter Soldier, and Civil War, the Russo brothers, they're 4 for 4 in Marvel movies. They led the Endgame era, so they brought them back to direct the next 2.
Clearly they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
They know how to handle a big cast movie like this. And yeah, so I can see storylines with Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, because there are stories where Iron Man and Doctor Doom are like swapped or like have similar characteristics and storylines that cross over. So I could see how getting Robert Downey Jr. to do this makes sense. But I just had like castings of other guys that I was like, oh, that'd be so sick. Like Cillian Murphy from Oppenheimer. That would have been a great Doctor Doom, I feel like. I definitely think Robert Downey Jr. can do it.
Would you have recasted the original Doctor Doom from 05?
No. Maybe he'll appear. Multiverse, he appears and kills that Doctor Doom. Downey Doom kills that Doctor Doom.
In Deadpool?
No, but I'm saying that'd be sick.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. I was like, wait a minute.
To prove how much of a threat he is. Gets rid of all other Doctor Dooms.
That'd be sick.
He's like, there's only one Doom, and it's me.
I could totally see that.
Some footage, which is crazy because they've only been shooting this for like a week. Fantastic Four just started shooting. They put together a little trailer, and at the end of that trailer, you see Galactus for the first time.
Oh, shit.
His big-ass head peers into a skyscraper.
Oh, my God. They're bringing Galactus, dude.
Correct Galactus, not just a giant cloud.
Guys, we've needed this. Mm-hmm. Galactus. Oh my God.
So
that's the boy.
What everybody's saying is because the Fantastic Four movie takes place in an alternate 1960s world. Ooh. And so what everybody thinks is Galactus is going to wipe out that world, forcing them to pivot to the sacred timeline. And then that's how they're going to end up in our universe. So I think it's going to be crazy. The fact that they're just going to give them to us in Fantastic Four and not wait and blue ball us.
Oh, my God.
So this is going to be crazy.
Oh, my God. I'm excited.
Yeah, Marvel's back. I told you.
Oh, my God. I got to see this, dude. I got to see this trailer after the podcast.
Yeah.
We're so back. Oh, my God.
I told you.
Austin.
I told you.
I feel like the Ultimate Warrior right now.
Everything's going to start to feel like events again with these movies.
Fuck yeah, dude.
There was a time where every Marvel movie that came out felt like an event. It felt like something to go out there and get a group of your friends and have a great time. That's what Deadpool and Wolverine felt like, and I believe that's what everything else is going to feel like going forward now, because, damn, they are like, all right, we need to cook.
No, they got their asses in the kitchen now.
Damn straight. So I'm so stoked. And thank you all for listening to this episode. We are stoked to have you guys listening each and every week. You will have us next week. You will not have us the week after that. Yeah, that's the upcoming schedule. The schedule in general for our episodes, Spotify and Apple, 7 a.m. on Thursdays.
Fridays is the YouTube video at 7 a.m. as well, guys. So make sure to have the notification bell, subscribe, like, tell everybody that you know, and get ready because this should be an exciting time. At least entertainment-wise. Baseball-wise, yeah, we're still going to hurt. Yeah. Just for a little bit. But you know what? Don't matter.
Baseball as a sport is pretty fun right now. Not the Angels particularly. Marvel's cooking, and we're about to travel. So
it's going to be an exciting time for us, guys. Make sure to stay tuned in, and we will see you in the next one.
Yeah, stealing the words out of my mouth. I was literally going to say stay tuned.
See, this is why. This is why we do it, because we know we're on each other's wavelengths.
Things are coming, okay? So things are about to get exciting with all the travel. So, yeah, make sure you're locked in and subscribed and all that good stuff. Follow. All right. Have a good day.
Later.